Okay, which is the best sim racing headset for 2026? To find out, I'm literally torturing myself because I'm in the studio with the hot lights and I can't see anything. I am blindfolded, I cannot see a thing, but we have 4 headsets somewhere in this room from cheap to really, really, really expensive, and I'm gonna do a blind test and let you know honestly what I think. So we have somewhere the Goblin X8, it's about a $50 headset. We have the Red Dragon Zeus, about a $60 headset. We've got the Razer Black Shark V3, so proper gaming headset. That's about $250. And we have the McLaren Logitech G Astro A50X. That's about $450. Obviously, pricing change from time to time. And because it's for sim racing, we're actually going to listen to some car sounds, including of my own car in real life. So I'll be able to tell you like how realistic they are, and also 2 like famous music tracks. So again, I cannot see a single thing. I'm just very hot here. But Sam is going to, at random, choose headsets, put them on my head, and I'm just going to let you know honestly what I think. So Sam, let's do this. Let's take it away. And yeah, I feel.
Go for the first one. Completely random.
Okay.
Right, so I'm now going to put the first one on, and just for impartiality, I'm going to connect a wire to all of them, so it feels the same for all of them. So the first one's going on now.
Okay, I can't because I'm wearing this balaclava. I thought maybe I'd be able to tell like which is which from the size, but I can't. I'm already really uncomfortable, so I actually don't know which headset this is. But let's listen to. This is my RCZ. So there's decent detail there. There's like decent mid. I don't think there's a huge amount of bass, but that is distinctively my RCZ. And I can hear like little bits of detail to the audio, but
Okay, so the LFA now.
Yeah, I feel like I'm missing bass in it. That's my hunch. So I feel like it might be one of the cheaper ones, but I don't know. Let's listen to the music now.
And obviously, I'm going to have to give him time limit. So, 15 seconds?
Yeah, it's interesting as the music builds. I feel like the high end is like quite crisp on it. Just skip it like a bit halfway through or something. Wow, I can really feel like different stereo stuff going on. So now I'm confused because I thought at the beginning this would be a cheaper one, but now I don't know.
Now we're starting the second song.
So definitely the bass for this for me is not overpowering, but I feel like there's like a kind of a decent punch on the middle. I really don't know which headset this is. I suspect it's too good to be the Goblin. That's my hunch, but we'll see at the end. That's okay. Headset number 1, I've got an idea.
Headset number 1 done. Okay, so now we're going to go for the second set.
Okay, again, I don't know which ones these are. Put them on just there. I think the right one's just a bit off my ear though. Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Cool. And here comes the RCZ.
Okay, it feels like there's more bass. Feels maybe like a little bit more bass.
LFA.
Oh, I don't know. I need to hear the songs because that to me could feel quite cheap. And again, I don't know if these are the expensive ones, but that felt like it could be cheap.
First song.
Wow, the audio feels so crisp on this one though. Actually, the previous time there was some sort of it felt like almost compression.
Skip song.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. This feels crisper than the previous one, and I can feel like little bounce to the kind of bass and stuff.
Okay, now we'll go to Bob Marley again.
Okay, Okay, this feels more refined for me. I think this must be one of the 2 expensive ones. That's my hunch. I could be completely wrong. I look like an idiot, but this is just an honest blind test. So I feel like that is more expensive than that sounds more expensive than the first one. Maybe they're both the 2 cheap ones. I don't know. But right.
Also, I'd like people to comment who he actually looks like right now. So the 3rd set now going on. Is that on right?
Yeah, feels pretty good.
All right. Once again, RCZ.
Oh. That feels the punchiest to me so far. That feels the punchiest across like the lower mids and bass.
What about sound quality? Are they noticed to be different sounds? Because obviously we haven't changed the settings.
To be honest, they all sound pretty good. Like with the RCZ, I know that my engine has like, you know, many different things going on when you rev the engine, and I can hear those things. Even though there's like a metallic kind of like rhythm to it, I can actually hear it. So, but I think with the music, I can hear like, especially with the intros when they build in, I can hear like the quality differences. That's why I thought the second one was better than the first one. Okay, that sounded pretty, again, like punchy and raspy. But let's see what happens with that. Oh my god! Why do I do these blind tests? I'm just gonna look so stupid.
I think we're really close in sound.
Well, there's nowhere to hide, and like, you know, it's. Just keep that playing a bit. I just feel like the mids on this are like very, very, very clear, very clear. Oh yeah, I mean this is a good quality headset. I just wonder if there's maybe a bit of compression going on, like in terms of like the way it feels like almost compressed, like the way it's been delivered. But let's see the intro here. Okay, there are some really subtle things I can hear with this headset, like really subtle. Oh my god. Okay, I feel like this is better than number 1. I feel like, and I know there's such a price difference in these headsets, but I feel like it's not that dissimilar to number 2. But I'll put number 2 and number 3 like above number 1. And obviously there's a bit of memory now thinking about number 2, but I feel number 3 feels like, for clarity, like if I was playing a game where I wanted to hear like footsteps, like an FPS, I feel like I would choose 3. If I want to have a game where I want to feel like, you know, explosions and whatnot, I'd have 2. That's my hunch. But let's see 4.
Right, now this is the 4th one going on. Is that on right?
Yeah, my glasses are on.
Is that on right?
Yeah, that's great.
Cool. So RCZ engine. I'll find the mouse. There it is.
That to me feels by far the best, actually.
Really?
That feels noticeably like the best. Yeah, it feels like really full across the range. That's harder to tell because it's interesting because I know the RCZ sound, so I'm happy to be embarrassed here. But that to me felt like the most across the range for the RCZ.
Fatboy Slim.
This is really tough because it feels like it sounds like there's some compression at the beginning of the song, and I don't know if that's actually in the record, or it's some headsets are like so detailed that you pick up that little bit of compression.
Right, and you've got 27 seconds.
I feel like spatially I can maybe feel more like difference in my left headset, like dynamic range. This for me feels like it has the most spatial like separation in a nice way. Oh my god.
And Bob Marley.
For me, this is the nicest, like not like deep bass, but the nicest like punchy. Oh my god! So this, oh, this is so difficult. Okay. So
hang on, let me take it off. Unplug everything.
Yeah.
And then when I've put everything back to where it should be.
Yeah.
You can take off your mask.
No. What I want to do is I want to tell you the order I think's best.
Okay.
And maybe you can order them like left to right.
Okay.
So I think for me, the one I was least impressed with was the first one, because I felt like it really lacked low end.
Okay.
But I know that cheaper headphones can be like really bassy, and I know that the Razer, like, I don't think it has really deep low end, so I'm worried I'm going to get that really wrong. But I like my headphones to be like punchy and like feel that, especially in a car, like with sim racing, I want to feel that engine. So for me, the worst one's going to be 1.
Okay.
And then I really doubt you would have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, cheapest to most expensive. So like, I feel like I could genuinely sit here and say that I feel like 1, 2, 3, 4, that was the order. Honestly, that's probably how I would go. I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, but I just feel that's such a bait thing. So the reason why is that I think 4 had the biggest separation. Like, it felt like I could really feel.
So you're
like,
going to dial in the last one
as the most expensive. So I'm guessing that's the Logitech. Well, for me, it felt. I don't know which ones, but for me, that felt like the nicest because it felt so separated. It felt like I could appreciate different parts on the spectrum. And then between two and 3, it's really close. I remember when I heard 2 for the first time, I was like, this feels better than 1. But then when I heard 3, I thought, oh, okay, this is. I think to mix it up, I'll go. The one I didn't like the most was 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to go 3. I feel like it could be a bad move. Then I'm going to go 2, and then I'm going to go 4.
I hope, mainly for myself here, is that I remember this correctly.
Okay.
But if not, I'm sure we'll edit the video. And the first and 4th, I know.
Yeah.
2 and 3, I can't remember which way around it is. So
okay.
I'm sure you'll edit the video. But you can take it off now.
Okay, I'm going to take it off. I've had my eyes closed and everything, so I can promise you I haven't seen anything. Oh, okay. So okay.
That's number 1.
That's number 1.
I'm joking. That's number 1.
Okay, so I promise you I could not, even though I know the goblin's like big, I couldn't when you got this one, I couldn't tell.
And it's on top of your glasses.
So the reason why is that I feel like this had the most separation, like, so it just enables stuff to breathe a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And that obviously for music that's great, but I felt like with the engine, you can hear different parts of an engine actually, because they're on different parts of the spectrum. So that's expensive. You assume partly because branded, which makes no difference to the quality, but partly because I hope they use high quality bits. I think this one I just lacked the bass, which is surprising because I feel like the easy thing to do for a gaming headset is to wham a low bass on it. So in a way, I respect them for not doing that. But I noticed in these next ones, now I don't know whether you got these the right way or not, but I would say in any event, they look similar, right?
Yeah.
Like if we stand them up,
they look extremely close to each other.
And the irony is that this is a Black Shark and that's Black Shark. That's a whole nother like naming thing. But they look like they are, I guess, a little bit. It's kind
of like brother sister type thing. Related, maybe a cousin.
It's interesting that I wasn't able to say on the Razer like that's my number 4. This was really close, and I could honestly, I probably did it like this because I didn't want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So it was, they were almost, maybe this actually makes sense. They were kind of like equal, but yeah, it didn't quite have the separation here. But these two noticeably felt better. I would say the surprises for me from this is that the Red Dragon, to me, feels noticeably better than the Black Shark. Yeah. But also the Astro feels noticeably at the top, and those things I'm happy to say like confidently. Although I would say that all of them are good headsets. They're not like,
for the price.
Yeah. The most interesting thing is that I think that Fatboy Slim track at the beginning has a bit of, maybe it's like a record or something. It has a bit of like a compression or some interesting like scratching going on. And I thought that might be because there's some.
The one thing which I had to do different on this one compared to the others, if you look at it, the charging point is on the left.
Oh, so
on that one, it's on the right. So you actually had the right ear on the left, and the left. Otherwise, you would have had the wire over here.
That's interesting. That I might have been like, oh, I can hear like a spectrum because I've heard the same song like 3 times. But I don't know. But it's interesting that, that kind of like.
So I actually had that on backwards.
Yeah, it's interesting that I think that when you hear that scratching, it's actually not because the headset is necessarily poor. It's because it's so it's representing it so well. You can hear it. But okay, so basically, if you spent expensive money on the A50Xs, because I know they're really popular, whether they're McLaren or not, hopefully you watch this video and you feel like, okay, nice. If you're spending money on the Razer, it's like, it's not a bad headset. There may be other benefits to it. Like, I think it has noise cancellation. And I think it may have Bluetooth and and wireless as well. So there's other benefits there. If you bought this, I think you can feel like, oh, this punches above its weight. So I don't think this is a particularly notable headset. I don't think it's particularly new either. We actually went to Las Vegas and we just said we picked up and said we'd like to test it, and they're like, yeah, cool. And the Black Shark, I think the Black Shark actually, for me, leaving aside the McLaren, obviously, I think it looks like the best headset. And it's interesting. I couldn't actually when I had the thing, I couldn't feel
the ear pads are noticeably bigger on this.
Yeah. But I couldn't actually feel like this is definitely the Black Shark. So it looks bulky, but when it's on the touch points. But I think even if you buy that, these were all way better. I think let us know in the comments if you want to see us do this with like really bad headsets. Because I think all of these are actually
they're good mid-market or up.
Yeah,
I would say.
Right. Okay, that was really interesting to do. Let us know what you want us to blind test next, and we'll see you in the next video.